All right, I've been listening to Donald Trump's speech that he's currently giving, and he's going into detail on all of his standard bullshit. But he's spending an awful lot of time on Iran and how they're dangerously close to the N weapons, which is ironic because one of the first things he did in the first administration is actually destroy the Iran nuclear deal, which was a deal that was put in place to make sure, as it says, they do not get their hands on any type of nuclear capability in any way, shape, or form. This was enforced by inspections worldwide. Countries from all over the world inspected Iran on a regular basis randomly. So they were under a really, really, really tight freaking microscope. This was one of the many, many things that Donald Jackass Trump, because it was done by the other side of the aisle, which ironically was his side of the aisle 90% of his life, he vetoed it all and destroyed it all. That was the Iran nuclear deal, the Paris Accord, all of that, climate accord, all that stuff. He just wanted to erase everything just to look, the Trump show, so it looks screw Democrats all the way across the board. The problem with doing stuff like that is the stuff he's erasing actually serves a purpose and helps the American public. And his MAGA people, because they hear, smaller government, this was a Democrat whatever bill, they just want it gone. They don't care what the bill actually is. So now they're all concerned about Iran and the possibility of weapons. That was completely under control. Since that was lifted, if you remember correctly, I did a number of videos on Putin bragging that the remaining pieces of the N-bomb diggities were delivered to Tehran by one of the largest military transport planes that Russia had in its arsenal, which was really, really ironic because it's one of the ones that Operation Spiderweb from Ukraine knocked out. Go Zelensky. Anyway, but he literally bragged about bringing the missing pieces. So their ability to build was not only released by Donald Jackass Trump, but it was gift wrapped by Uncle Vladdy, which I'm sure was known in the House of White. It's really disturbing when you look at the big picture of all this stuff. It's really even more disturbing when you think of the ignorance behind the red-hatted followers that so rabidly accept and fight for getting rid of anything with a democratic inference on it. A president put this through, screw it. Health insurance, who needs that? We have a replacement, screw it. Repeal, replace, repeal, replace. Where is it? It's only been how many years since 2009? The bottom line is they don't think of the ramifications. The ignorance lets them just run down this hallway in a house of mirrors with a blindfold on at full speed because the orange turd says so. His actions, as I always say, will bite him in the ass. His own actions out in front of everything, because of his arrogance, because of his ego, because of his narcissistic bullshit, will eventually burn everybody away from him. The only question is how long it takes for the sheep to recognize not to walk off the cliff. We will see. Go Darwin. So, ladies and gentlemen, when we're looking at all this self-created stress by the arsonist with the match and the water pistol to put out his fire, we have a reality check coming for the Red Hat Sticky Page Bible daughter humpers. It's really, really disturbing knowing the amount of crap that can happen around somebody without them even noticing. The happy part of that, the positive side of that, if there is one, is they identify themselves loudly and clearly beyond the red hats. Now, they're pardoned officials in black uniforms with no badges in Los Angeles hurting innocent civilians who are peacefully protesting. This country has the potential to get very, very bad if we don't stand up, but we are standing up. So we need to stay diligent. We need to stay educated. We need to be kind, because we are all in this together. And we got this.